When you're busy caring for others, it's easy to put your own needs last. But you can't pour from an empty cup. That's why having a self-care toolkit is so essential. Whether it's talking to a professional, leaning on friends, or joining a peer group, it can make all the difference with managing stress and staying healthy. Hi, I'm Jim Rogers, and this is Hold the Moment, a podcast by people living with dementia and their families. And in this short bonus episode, you'll hear a few tips from an advisor on the National Dementia Helpline. They're available 24 hours a day, every day of the year. If you call, you'll speak to an advisor just like Kristin.
As a carer, you might feel guilty about setting time apart for yourself, but sometimes those few minutes or few hours or few weeks break is exactly what you need to keep your health on track, to keep your heart on track, and to be able to continue to connect with your loved one who's living with dementia. You might find that there are so many demands on your time, so many things that feel like they have to get done, and it can be really difficult to carve out time for yourself. One of the things that we find is that you really can't be your best self unless you do take care of you. And that doesn't mean that you spend a whole day at the spa. Very few of us have time for that, but if you can schedule it in, you should. Sometimes looking after yourself is 1 hour every week having lunch with your best friends. Maybe it's going for a half an hour walk to the dog park, even though you don't have a dog. Some days it might just be 1 5-minute cup of tea. Another tip for caregivers is to try to remember your own health appointments. You might be so good at making sure that your loved one is getting to all of the appointments that they need to on time that you'll forget to book yourself into the dentist or for the checkup that you need with the doctor. Really try to set aside that time so that you can take care of yourself as well. There are a number of different things that you might find work for you to take some time out and help you feel better. Some carers find attending a support group with others who are caring for a loved one living with dementia is a great way to make connections and to get a break. Other people find it really helpful to talk one-on-one. If you'd like to speak to another person who's caring for a loved one living with dementia, Dementia Australia has a Peer Connect program that might work really well for you. Another thing that you might find is that you're increasingly irritated, worried, frustrated, and you can't really put your finger on why. It's like so much of your day is spent caring for other people and doing things that you've forgotten to take a minute to think about what you need. You might have skipped a meal, you might have forgotten to drink water all day, or not even stop to take a breath. If that's something that's happening for you, you might find that you're getting sick more often than you used to, or you aren't finding joy in the things that you used to really love. All of those things are things that carers can sometimes experience because the role of caring can take a lot from them. If you called me on the helpline and we were talking about what it was like in your carer role, I might describe it as having one of those big hiking backpacks on your back and you've packed everything in it that you think you need. And as you're hiking along, you just think, this is what I need, this is what I need. And then when you stop for a break and you take off the bag, you realize how much your back hurts, how heavy it is. You might decide to take a look at what's in your backpack. Is everything there something that you need? Could you rearrange it so the heavy things were in a different spot where they could be more well supported? Have you got a friend that's hiking with you that could carry your load for a bit? The same thing is true as a carer. It is okay to take a break. It is okay to rearrange the things that you're juggling in your day-to-day life, it's also okay to ask for help.
Dementia Australia's helpline is available 24 hours a day, every day of the year. Call them on 1800 100 500 or connect with them via web chat or email. And there's plenty more episodes of Hold the Moments podcast available right now, either in your favourite podcast app or on the Dementia Australia website.